how do you feel when this started to bloom, and from one day and another you're suddenly like everywhere?
Oh, it was absolutely out of nowhere. It was definitely unexpected. Especially on TikTok and everything like that. I mean, like we're kind of a little bit older than that generation now of TikTokers. So it was very interesting seeing a lot of younger people listening to a very old song of ours as well, and it blowing up. It was very surreal.
Yeah, because of skins, like clip, and then all of a sudden it starts to bloom, and it's crazy. I feel you when you say that you're not the generation of TikTok.
Yeah.
Same.
I don't think I'm that old either. I'm only 25.
Same. I'm also 25, but I feel old as F. Actually, I was talking to a friend. I feel like in this year of quarantine, I aged like 10 years. Now I'm 35.
Yeah, feels like it.
Yeah. And also talking about that, I know that sometimes it's really tough to be creative in these times, and you have to face with a lot of these comments that people have on social media, like if you're not doing anything, then what are you doing with your life? So what was the challenge this year that happened for you to start writing music or produce music?
Well, it was definitely the fact that we couldn't tour at all or play any shows. So to keep busy and to keep it my life kind of linked into the band, like there was a lot of writing at home and working with other artists as well. Like I know Campbell, our singer-songwriter as well. He's been working with a lot of artists in his spare time as well. That's probably the one thing that we've been doing quite a lot. We haven't been able to practice together that much until recently, but now that everything is starting to open back up in Australia a lot more and return to normal, it's starting to become a thing again, which is very exciting.
Yeah, I believe so. It feels like something so weird, just to see your bandmate or to see your friend. It's
like at one point we were kind of just going to different countries, living with each other for weeks at a time, and now we're lucky to see each other for like once a week, and we all live in the same city, so
it's super weird. It's super weird. I feel you, like, totally. And talking about new releases, I know that your last EP came out like in September of 2020. So what can we expect like this year in terms of new music?
I don't know if there's anything necessarily planned at the moment, but I would say that there's going to be at least a new song this year, surely. We like to keep releasing something every single year just to keep it relevant and fresh, I think. There's a bunch of ideas going around at the moment, but we just need to find time where we can all get together and start writing together instead of just by ourselves.
Yeah.
But I'm sure in the next few months we'll start doing that, I reckon.
Yeah, sure, with no pressures, just to flow and to feel it. And I know since we've been locked down, a lot of music came out, and I would like to know, what have you been listening to, or what's your last playlist that you are already in love with it?
It's a good question. I'm just going to look at my Spotify and see if there's anything new that mattered. Do you know the band The Horrors at all?
Yeah.
They released a new song not long ago, and it is the dirtiest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's so it's so loud, and I love it to death. It's a song called Loud. That's definitely up there for me this year. And then there's a German musician and producer called Roosevelt, who released a new album this year, which was very, very good, very new disco, like modern disco sort of vibe to it. Very happy with his stuff.
Okay, so you also like disco and like house music, like that?
Yep.
Okay, this is a question just for you, okay?
Yep.
If you have the chance to be a DJ, what will be your name? Your DJ name?
Oh God. Oh, it'd be something stupid, I'm sure. Oh,
that's for sure.
Put me on the spot now. I can't think of that. I don't know. I'm just looking at my phone to see if anything pops up, and nothing will.
No, it's fine. I mean, you don't have to answer. Think about it, just in the future. Maybe you will do like a mixtape or something, and just find your name. You know?
Yeah, it's true. True.
That's true.
I actually have been remixing one of the Vacation songs from the last album to make it a bit of a dance, like club banger at the moment. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm close to that DJ sort of area at the moment. Yeah. Which is funny.
That's funny. Tell me about it. Which song are you remixing right now?
I'm doing a remix of Seasons from the last album. Yeah. I think it was supposed to come out for like a Japanese edition of the album, but I think it was a bit too late, so it's just kind of on the back burner at the moment. We'll release it whenever.
Yeah, and I think that would be great. Like,
just
to listen to Seasons, like really disco dancey.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes it's
kind
just
of hearing that song out the club, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, it's super crazy when you do like a song that you already know and remix it, and then all of a sudden it's just a complete different thing.
Yep, exactly.
But I think that's the magic of producing
definitely
music too. Also, like I know you guys are really focused on doing music and start writing and doing all that stuff, but how about collaborations? Which artist would you like to collaborate with?
I have a very big soft spot for Mark Ronson. I think he's a very good songwriter and producer, and he makes his living out of collaborations, basically. So I think working with him would be an absolute dream come true. So I think that might be a little bit hard to achieve at the moment. Hopefully, when he stops working with Lady Gaga, he can work with Vacations.
Like get in the line. I mean,
exactly,
we're there just waiting for
give him a little text.
This is a little bit personal, but I think it's really cool when you go back to your roots and when you think about this question, because you get the chance to understand the person behind the music, you know. But let's go a little bit back in time to your childhood, and which sounds noises reminds you of your childhood that you put in your music, or you use it in your music.
Well, when I was younger, my mum used to listen to a lot of like late 90s, early 2000s pop music, like Kylie Minogue, quite a lot.
Nice.
So I think a lot of her like dance disco elements were a big thing for me as well, especially when it comes to writing pop music. And then on top of that, my dad would listen to a lot of like 80s post-punk kind of stuff, like Devo and Joy Division. So somehow managing to get those together as much as possible kind of definitely influenced my songwriting a lot more than a lot of other sounds out there. That's just in terms of my childhood upbringing, I guess. So when I started getting a bit older, going through school and stuff, I did start picking up a lot more of my own taste. There was just a lot of Australian indie music, a lot of electronic stuff as well from around here as well, which is very important to me. And it definitely influenced me quite a lot. It all just kind of came together eventually in one big mess of sounds.
Yeah, like the vulture of everything is just
exactly
there. That's so cool. That's so cool. You know, there's an outbreak of reggaeton music, of trap, Afrobeat here in Latin America. So, do you see yourself maybe doing something a little bit more like those sounds, or it's like, nah, not for me?
I think to a small extent. I think I really like using like percussive loops and stuff in our songs, and there's definitely some Latin-inspired loops, like shakers and stuff like that, that sneak their way into our songs. But I don't know. I'm not really sure. It's something that we haven't really discussed, especially with going into new territory with our music and stuff. We haven't actually talked about what we want to progress with at all. We don't know the sound of the next album or anything. So maybe it can be very reggaeton inspired. Like
yeah. To bring like a bass, a bass line like dum, dum,
yeah.
Dum, dum, dum. I don't know. I'm not sure. Also, I have like this crazy question on my mind that I've been thinking all day, like, should I ask it or maybe not? Maybe it's too lame for it, but I think I have to ask it now that I'm with you. But why Vacations? Which were the other names you had there?
The story was, this was a little bit before I was in the band, but I was a big fan of the band, so I would go to their shows and everything. And my dog wants to go out.
Doggo, he's gone.
Okay. He opens the door himself somehow, I don't know. So it was a 3-piece back then, and they were booked in to play their first show ever, and it was at a backyard house party, and I was there and everything. It was great, and it was kind of just Campbell's solo project at the time. So it was just, at the time, he was kind of just running his own name, Campbell Burns, as the project, but he just didn't really like that, and he needed a name just before they sorted out like the actual lineup poster and everything. So he just quickly picked Vacations, and it was just kind of perfect. It sounds like a band already, but for some reason isn't. As far as I know, there's no band called Vacations, which is very strange. It just kind of fit really well, because it's you can say that our music is music to listen to while you're on vacation, or the songs itself takes you on vacation,
Yeah, totally.
I'm sure that wasn't the case, but that works, doesn't it?
It works totally. I can imagine myself going on a road trip, like driving with friends and like that. Going
exactly. Yeah, it all adds up.
So this is a question I like to ask to all the people I get the chance to interview, because it's really difficult to. But if you had a Nate festival, let's keep it Nate, because it's not the whole band,
Yep.
But a Nate festival, 5 headliners you will have at your festival, and you can bring people back from that.
Okay. Okay. Oh, no.
It's difficult, I know.
Yeah, if you gave me maybe like a day, I'd be able to figure it out. But I reckon. What do I reckon? Well, for starters, Kylie Minogue would be up there, definitely. She's great.
She's awesome.
I think. Who else? Oh my lord, this is a tough question.
It is.
Foals, a very good live band. I saw them maybe 2 years ago. They were bloody incredible. Oh my lord, this is very, very difficult. Let me just
Take your time, it's fine. I know, it's difficult.
Yeah. Okay. Who's a good band? I'd really like to see 1975. I think that'd be incredible to watch live. I always watch videos of them play live on YouTube, and it's just like a whole thing. It's a big show. A lot of dancing, a lot of costumes, a lot of lights and everything. It looks beautiful. I would also... I've just forgotten every one of my favorite bands as soon as I
That happens to me every time.
Yeah,
Like the other day, they just asked me like, if you can see anybody play right now that you have a concert, you managed to do a concert, who would you pick? And I was like,
yeah, exactly that. Yeah. Oh, I reckon I'd put U2 on. I reckon
U2
would be absolutely crazy to see live.
wow.
I used to, maybe like a year or probably like 10 years ago, there was a DVD that my dad bought, and it was a live video of their show, and it had Jay-Z as a support slot, which was incredible.
Wow.
And like the whole stage was set in the middle of the stadium, and I think there was like a bridge that kind of just went around like a clock.
It was like the 360 concert, right?
Yeah,
that was dope.
Yeah, so like I just always thought that was like one of the best live sets that I've ever seen in my life. So I would definitely put U2 up there. And what? One more. I'd probably put Childish Gambino up there as well, because I saw him the same weekend as I saw Foles, and that was also incredible. It was just like a big art show, you know. You could see he was putting his acting into the actual live set as well, like his personality on stage. It was very fun to watch.
Yeah, I will definitely go to that festival, you know.
Yeah.
You got me there.
I'm glad I didn't choose wrong.
Yeah, with falls and everything, it's just like,
Yeah.
come on, Spanish Sahara, here I come.
I should start booking bands now. I should be a booking agent. Yeah.
We can make a book agency, like Mexico,
Yeah, exactly.
Australia.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think for the final question that we have right now is, well, not the final question, the two last questions we have. It's I know it's difficult right now touring, and I know it's really melancholic to think about the times that you were touring, but what made your heart beat the most when you were touring, you know?
I think we've been to a couple of different countries, doing our own shows, and they will always probably be like some of my favorite times of my life. But I think when it comes to playing live, the last few shows that we played was probably a year ago. We supported a band here in Australia called Spacey Jane, and they were just selling out the biggest venues in Australia that weren't stadiums. I'm sure they will very soon, but it was the most people that we've played to as well. It's just a support act, and it was just the funnest sets I've ever played in my life. It just really, really proved to me how much I love playing live. I think that tour was definitely a big highlight of playing. Definitely, it made me feel very, very happy about what I was doing as a career and the choices I've made in life.
That's so fulfilling. That was like a hug to the heart, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And now, yes, the last question. Another hug to the heart, to the readers, and to the people that would read to this and listen to this, if I'm able to put it on air on the FM. What advice, or any advice to people out there that is doing the thing they love, but they are sometimes hesitating about life, you know, because of the pressure we have nowadays? What would you advise to them?
I think no matter what you're doing, you should always save some sort of time for the things that you want to do, even if that means you won't get any money out of it or anything like that, or if it's a bit of a stress headache. I think pursuing it's always very recommended. I myself struggle with money quite a lot, because I would rather stay home writing music than go work at my job, unfortunately. But that kind of stuff pays off, I like to think, and I wouldn't tell anyone to not do that if it meant for them to to achieve their goals and everything like that.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing ever. Like, to just feel it, you know, to be conscious about present. You know that you're doing this because you love it, and it's what moves you, and it's what makes you happy. And maybe it's not right now, you know, because we don't know in the future, and things are starting to look brighter this year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
About money wise, but the heart, you know, like.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for this time. I'm really looking forward to listen to the new music you're planning on. Whenever you want to come to Mexico, you know you have a place to stay here. And of course, at Freim.tv and at Aire Libre, we would love to give you space. It's your house, it's your home for a session. Whatever you need, we'll be in touch for anything.
That would be great. Thank you so much for that.
No, of course. We have to support each other. You know, we're in this together.
We are. Being close together.
Yes, and thank you. It was really nice meeting you, Nate.
Yeah, you too. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. As soon as I have like the interview right down and all of the stuff, you know, post-production stuff like that. Definitely send it to you guys.
Excellent. That would be great. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome. And I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, you too. I'm sure we will.
Totally. Let's do it. Let's do a collab. I think.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Let's
do you know Mark Watson at all?
Yes. Well, thank you so much. Thank you also for your time. I know it's really early there, so thank you.
Okay.
No problem.
Got me up early instead of sleeping in. That's good.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're doing something sometimes.
Exactly that.
I woke up early today, yes.
Yeah. There's a win for the day.
Yeah, it's it. You're just hanging there.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. Thank you. I send you all my love and all the light that I have in myself for you to be successful this year. And
thank you so much. We definitely need it, I think.